Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we're taking a look at our 2017 Mercedes-Benz AMG GLE 43 with 60,000 miles on the clock. So with that being said here, we're going to go over the exterior and interior and take it out on the road and see how it drives. So first of all, I just want to give a little backstory here. We have not owned this vehicle since 2017. We bought this vehicle with about 53,000 miles on it from Rochester Ford, where the first owner traded it in for a Ford Escape. So kind of a different class, going from mid-size SUV to compact SUV. And as you can see, the tires on this vehicle were new when we got it. It's General G-Max, all season 07, and new pads and rotors on this beast as well. So we put on about 7,000 miles on the vehicle since we bought it, and there has been some stuff that has gone wrong, and we're willing to put the money into it in order to fix it. So as you can see here, just so I'm not lying, there's the AMG badge and the GLE 43. So exterior wise, I did have to do a slight paint correction. Nothing too special on it though, as this is sort of our daily driver. I didn't need the paint to look perfection like any of these three vehicles here. And you can see there are some scratches still that really aren't super noticeable unless you're in a shop like this with the fluorescent lighting where it's just shining down. There are no marring or swirl spots though, which is what I wanted to accomplish by doing that paint correction, because before the clear coat was not in great shape. It wasn't very clean. It needed to be cleaned and polished. And one thing to note here, this is a new scratch. Mercedes-Benz clear coat, and I've done other Mercedes before. This is very, very high quality, even compared to these SRT vehicles. So they can be a little bit tougher to detail at times than your average run-of-the-mill, SRT black or any color for that matter. So taking a look at the exterior here, the paint for 60,000 miles, it could be in better shape. But for most people, this is a lot better than what a 60,000 mile vehicle would look like. All the headlights are waterproof still. There's no fogging over the lens covers here. As you can see, no fogging over the turn mirror or the turn signal caps on the mirror here. No fogging within the rear tail lights, which is nice. And of course, the backup camera is hidden below. Works good. No issues with the surround view camera as well. And all those cameras seem to be working very, very, very well. Now, one thing to note on here with these new pads and rotors, with these AMG rims. So the rims, they're showing a little bit of wear throughout the winter time, but nothing terrible for a going on a 8-year-old vehicle already. And pads and rotors, of course, are new on here, so it does expel quite a bit of brake dust. But these are great brakes, good for safety, good for having fun with as well. One other thing I want to point out on the exterior here. So on a lot of vehicles that are more performance oriented, here you have wider tires. So these don't come as wide as the Jeep, but they are 265s width. So with that, you get a lot of what would be chipping on some of this lower portion of the side skirt here. But honestly, even feeling it, it really isn't that bad. So Mercedes used a little bit of a higher quality paint and plastic for their side skirts than, let's just say, our Durango or our Grand Cherokee. So you're not able to notice a lot of the rock chips or rock scrapes or just general driving that you would normally. Of course, it's pretty tough to tell right now because we have a colored floor, which would reflect on here. But honestly, this does not look bad at all over 60,000 miles. We've had other vehicles, namely our Durango RT Tow and Go, that in this area here is completely white. because of the rock chips and the specs and everything like that. You can see there's a little chip right there that I have to fix, but that's it. Over 60,000 miles, not bad. It's held up very well. The design of this car has held up very well over the 60,000 miles. Other than that, the vehicle is held up in great shape here. We're going to go ahead and pop the hood and show you that beastly AMG engine. This is the AMG 3.0 liter twin turbo, or bi-turbo as they call it, V6 engine that is actually still being used today in 2024. So it's a very reliable engine, robust. The 9-speed AMG enhanced transmission is very robust. And we've only had one issue with it so far, and that's something we're going to have to get taken care of here relatively soon. But it's the timing chain cover. The timing chain cover needs new gaskets on it because it is leaking out a little bit of oil. Now, as you can see, this vehicle has been sitting, and I can't see any oil leaking out of there. So that's just what the Mercedes-Benz dealer told us, and they did take a picture, so I was able to actually see it myself. That's one thing that we have to get taken care of here within the next month. So that's going to be about a $1,700-ish job. But going into it here, when we bought the truck here, we decided that, you know, relatively high expense costs like that would be worth putting into the vehicle for my girlfriend's safety and our driving enjoyment of the vehicle, because we feel that, you know, barring no issues with the air suspension, the AMG 4MATIC air suspension on here, that we would put money into this vehicle and we wouldn't feel, you know, ripped off doing it, because it is a special vehicle in the sense that it is AMG enhanced. So again, here you've got some air intake, air extractor, and or heat extractor, if you want to call it. So that definitely helps the vehicle breathe a little bit more, or extractor there, intakes here. So really a great engine, very robust, very powerful too for this size of a vehicle. I've gotten this down to about 5.2 0 to 60 for a 5,200 pound monster truck. That's really not too bad. So as we get it out on the road here, you'll come to find that you will actually enjoy the noise of a V6 twin turbo, and that's coming from somebody who has 3 Hemi V8s, a 6.4, 6.1, and another 6.1, and the Durango, the 5.7 with the SRT exhaust package on it. So you'll come to find that you will like this, and really it's the best of both worlds. So are we upset we have to stick that little bit of money into it? Yes, we are, but at the same time, it's very safe, very heavy, good performance in the snow, and you know, it's what she wants and needs. So we're going to get this on the road and see how it drives after 60,000 miles. And just in case you were wondering here, this is the window sticker. So total price after options was $82,600 back in 2017. The interior of the GLE 43 has held up very wonderfully, and it actually is pretty timeless. So if you're a Mercedes-Benz aficionado here, you'll notice that this is the older infotainment screen in the vehicle, but it actually is very timeless. Everything is a hard button. Everything works as it is supposed to, which is harder to find in a luxury vehicle now. And these robust materials used are nice, but yet they aren't super, you know, plush or anything like that, but they are a higher level of quality than you would get in, let's just say, a Grand Cherokee, a competitor. And this interior is robust. It's easy to clean, easy to use. You get some sportiness here with the carbon fiber accenting, some solar yellow, which can be changed from polar blue to solar yellow to clear, accent lighting, and a whole bunch of space in the rear view, or in the rear rear row here. Definitely more than enough space for all your passengers in the back, and these seats also do decline as well, and these headrests, of course, move up. But a very nice, well thought out, comfortable interior. The seats are super plush. This is the Mercedes-Benz real leather, not the MB textile that they use. These aren't the massaged or cooled seats either, so this is kind of the middle step between the base seating and the super upscale seating. But again, you get heated rear seats here, your own third climate controller back there, and overall it's a very nice place to spend time. The 17-piece Harman Kardon Logic 7 sound system here is second to none in quality. The bass isn't very bassy, but the tone, the actual lyrics of songs are so clear that it baffles me in just about every way possible. It's really amazing at how clear the audio is in here and how quiet it is. So now, after 60,000 miles, the seats have held up very well, very minimal wear, and now we'll finally take this baby out on the road. As we're setting off in the GLE 43, the AMG here, I have it in comfort mode. I'm just letting the engine warm up here before I put it into Sport Plus, but cruising around on bumpy roads, you'll find really no vehicle besides, a German vehicle relative to, Rolls-Royce or Bentley is just this great of a ride. Any BMW, Audi, Mercedes is going to have a good ride, but I've always found that the Mercedes air suspension is really second to none in terms of overall comfort. I've found that this vehicle in particular, even more so than my E550, is a Jekyll and Hyde personality. The air suspension and comfort is so smooth. The transmission shifts so smooth. You really don't even know the powertrain is there. And that's really what you want when you get into an $82,000, Jekyll and Hyde performance and comfort vehicle. Something that's trying to do both. The automatic air suspension is really nice. And the automatic comfort control, climate control is really nice, heated seats, everything like that. As we get going here and as we put it into Sport and Sport Plus, you can really see the driving dynamics of this vehicle change. The 9-speed transmission really gets a lot more firm, or the air suspension, the air suspension gets a lot more firm. It gets, the steering gets a little bit more tight, a little bit heavier, and the transmission starts to shift here a little bit faster and harder. Now you'll hear some crackle and pops. One thing that's great about this AMG is that the gears are so short. You can be going in third gear and have to upshift at about 65 miles an hour. So essentially you aren't going to get any speeding tickets really fast. A, because the car just isn't quite fast enough, and B, because the gears are so short, you can roll through first, second, and third gear, even fourth gear at highway speeds. But when you're going around corners, or even when you're driving on rougher road here in Sport Plus, the ride is very flat. The ride is still very smooth, although it tends to flatten the car out a little bit, which I'm surprised. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not even the Durango RT Tow and Go that we have, or the Jeep SRT. It's not as flat and it's not as stiff as that, and that's not what this vehicle was designed for. It was designed for comfort first. But with that being said, if this is one of your two cars and you like to have fun on the weekend, if you're stuck between a truck and this as your wife's vehicle, or even your own if you're a male, hey, You can tow 7,200 pounds with this. You can bring the boat to the lake, and then after the boat, you can go out and enjoy some roads on this. You can really do that. It's a great vehicle, and really, it's got enough punch and enough cornering ability to be pretty fun. You know, it's adequate. It is adequate. Good stopping power too, with the big brakes, and in Sport Plus, it does hold its gears pretty well. So overall, this is a really fun truck to drive. I mean, it's huge. It is a huge vehicle, but Mercedes did a really good job with the air suspension, either toning it down or stiffening it up to have a little bit of fun. And the steering wheel inspires a lot of confidence. I've always said that Mercedes-Benz has the best steering wheels on the market, whether they're this older style in this 2017 or the newer style steering wheels. Mercedes-Benz has the best steering wheels on the market. And really, for all these reasons and for the ability, you can road trip in this. This would be the perfect road trip vehicle, the perfect vehicle to tow a boat with. In fact, I often tow in total it weighs about 5,500, 6,000 pounds, my Super Sport Nautique. I tow that quite frequently with this vehicle, and it really does well. And that's what this vehicle was made for. The chassis is very compliant when driving, and right now, as I'm just driving on a straight county road, it just eats up the miles. You don't know that you're in Sport Plus right now, besides the fact that I'm in 6th gear instead of 9th, and the steering is a little bit more firm. But overall, it's really a great system. You get the nannies here. As I just swerved a little bit, it brought me back to the center of the lane, and really, I'm just so glad we got the car, and I feel like after 60,000 miles, the little bit of money that we have to put into it is justified, because the car is just that much, fun to drive for a large SUV. It's really just that great. And now, as we're approaching a corner here, I want to kind of load up the transmission and take it around the corner. We are following someone, so I have to slow down, and as we exit the corner, if there's no cars coming, I will attempt to pass. So just to put it in perspective, it's a sweeper corner, but it does say to take it at 50. Let you hear the engine a little bit. The crackles are great. This V6 actually does sound really good. I am thoroughly impressed with it. For a V6 with turbos, it sounds a lot better than what's out there now. Passing with ease. With ease. So, to recap the review here, after 60,000 miles, we're still very happy with the vehicle. We would buy this again. I'm curious to see how it's going to do in a full winter with some snow. I feel like it's heavy enough to perform really well, and it definitely performs in the summertime. So with that being said, guys, yes, there are some negatives to German motor ownership, but at the end of the day, the quality of the vehicle, if you vet your vehicles you're buying and you find the right one that you really like, then it's no different sticking money into this or a Chrysler 200, as I just passed. So with that being said, guys, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode.